We're here back in the fantasy bar. 6 of my favorite plays ready for you for this big Friday night slate. We got some values and buy lows for you. As always, we're going to give you my favorite stack of the night, a starting pitcher I'm not seeing a ton of ownership on in a great strikeout matchup. And of course, my favorite bat on the entire slate. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the fantasy bar. Welcome in, guys. Kicking off the weekend here. Friday edition, Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Huge slate of games today. We've narrowed it down to 6 of my favorite plays fresh off the tap for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, you know the drill by now. Take a second, hit that tip jar, and that is that thumbs up button. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Also, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, joining you 3 times a week with these videos. Don't want you to miss any of the content, so make sure you do that as well. All right, weather looks okay, a few spots, maybe some minor rain, nothing alarming. We do have a Coors Field game. Yes, the Padres definitely in play against one of our favorite pitchers to target in Sanzatella. Could have done a 6-pack alone with the San Diego Padres, but as always, we're going to avoid Coors just to give you some plays outside of that game. All right, let's jump in at first base with our first bat in Tyler Soderstrom of the Athletics. Soderstrom really swinging a good bat for the season, and of late as well, hits in 7 of his last 8 games, leads this team in both WOBA and ISO against right-handed pitching. That WOBA pushing 400, ISO above 250 here, so been very productive with some power. Will Warren has had some issues with left-handed hitters. 373 WOBA allowed on the season and an over 52% hard contact rate. Big total in this game. We know that ballpark has been advantageous for offense this year. Tyler Soderstrom in a good power spot tonight against Will Warren. All right, let's knock out our catcher spot on DraftKings with Will Smith of the Dodgers. So great prices here on Will Smith. Was a little surprised to see him at just 4,100 on DraftKings. Definitely in play on FanDuel at that catcher first base spot as well at just 3,100. 4 multi-hit games for him over the last 7, and has really hit lefties well. Last season, you see the numbers, very solid. Look at his start this season. WOBA over 500, ISO over 400, so a ton of production against lefties for Will Smith. Now, Rodriguez, a guy that's not horrible against righties, but he has had some struggles over the last couple seasons. This year, 365 WOBA, 257 ISO. Will Smith knocks out that tough catcher spot at a cheap price here at 4,100 on DraftKings. All right, starting pitcher up next. We're going to spend up on Max Meyer of the Marlins. So starting pitcher tonight, not an easy spot. Yes, there are some solid options up top, but overall, pretty lackluster crop of options here tonight. So I'm going to attack the best matchup here that's been successful for us and the Chicago White Sox team, and not seeing a ton of ownership here on Max Meyer early on. That could certainly change throughout the day, but a couple rough starts here, maybe scaring some people away. But the start before that, guy went over 40 DraftKings points, so a massive upside. Strikeouts have certainly been something you can depend on here with Max Meyer. 6 or more strikeouts in 5 of his 7 starts. Saw that big 14 strikeout game and was featured in the video that day. Chicago, just a great matchup for right-handed pitchers. 6th highest strikeout rate in all of baseball at over 23%. Bottom 5 in pretty much every statistical category against righties. I think it's a great spot for Max Meyer to bounce back if ownership's going to stay this low. Take advantage tonight against the Chicago White Sox. All right, back to the bats in the outfield with Mike Yastrzemski of the Giants. The big-time ballpark upgrade here, obviously going from San Francisco to Minnesota. That reflects in the total here as well. We got a big total of 9, 5 multi-hit games for Yaz over his last 12, and has really been crushing right-handed pitching. Big WOBA over 400, ISO over 200, hard contact rate above 62% against righties this season. Chris Paddock, to me, one of the worst pitchers in all of baseball so far this season. Strikeout rate against lefties under 11%, 48% hard contact rate to go along with a 32% fly ball rate. We know that's a great recipe for home runs. I love the power spot here and this upgrade in ballpark for Mike Yastrzemski. All right, we're not done with the Giants. Let's stack them up at shortstop with Willy Adames. So we had the same exact stack, I believe, last week. Was productive for us. I want to go back to the well here. And Adames, a guy that we have featured multiple times here. These prices still seem too low. I know it's been a slow start to the season, but these are the exact opportunities that you look for. A guy that you know is productive, hasn't fallen off a cliff yet we get him under 4,000 on DraftKings and at just 3,000 on FanDuel. It's been very good against righties going back to the start of last season. We're talking a 367 WOBA, and a 230 ISO, even with the slow start to the season. Impressive numbers against right-handed pitching. Now, Paddock, we talked about him against lefties. Against righties, a near 62% hard contact rate allowed this season, along with a barrel rate pushing 13% here. Giants, my favorite stack here tonight, and great prices on both Yastrzemski and our play here in Willy Adames. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue to give away some free RotoGrinders Premium with our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. Make sure you click that thumbs up button. Then you head to the comment section, and all you got to do is guess fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter. 5 bats I'm giving you. Don't even have to guess who it is. Doesn't have to be the Beast. Whichever one of the 5 scores the most points, and your guess is the closest, you're going to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out with me today in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite bat for Friday night. No matter, the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. One bat stood above the rest for me tonight, and that is in the outfield with Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies, tonight's Beast of the Night. So love the power spot here for Schwarber. Obviously, one of the best power bats in baseball, tied for the league lead with 12 home runs early on. Over the last 9 games, this guy's really been locked in. 9 hits, some multi-hit games in there, 3 home runs over that stretch. And going back to the start of last season, another guy that's been very productive against right-handed pitching. 360 WOBA, 260 the ISO for him here. And Gavin Williams really loves to throw that fastball over half the time. That is his pitch to left-handed hitters. It's what I really love about this matchup. Kyle Schwarber has been lights out against that pitch from right-handed pitching since the start of last season. We're talking about a WOBA over 400 and ISO over 300. Big-time numbers against that four-seam fastball. I think Kyle Schwarber sends one into the stands tonight and takes that league lead. Kyle Schwarber, easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Friday night 6-pack. As always, any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up either in that comment section right below the video or over on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Don't forget your guess. Super simple here. Guess the fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter of the 5 bats I gave you. If your guess is the closest, you're going to walk away with a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Make sure you check out all the other programming tonight. Grinders live at 5 Eastern, and I will be back on Crunch Time tonight at 6:10, 6:15 Eastern, somewhere in that time frame, taking all of your last-second calls, giving out favorite plays along with my boys. Make sure you join both of those shows at 5 and 6:15 tonight here on RotoGrinders. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on tonight's slate. Have a great weekend. Hopefully we see you later for Grinders Live and Crunch Time. If not, we will be right back here next week with 3 more videos. Good luck, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we will see you.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.